Welcome to A God Shift with Shayna Rattler. I am a minister and life coach who helps individuals partner with God to embrace disruption and confidently enter the next chapter of their life. A God shift is the moment that a disruption in your life collides with God's purpose and moves you into a greater destiny. And God uses this disruption to get our attention and invite us into the life that He has planned for us. It is important that we understand what it is that He needs us to see, what He wants us to learn, and where it is that He needs us next. Today, we are discussing how critical it is to give God authority in your life, especially when you are going through a God shift. Although God is God all by Himself, He really desires to partner with you. So if you want more of God and you want to be used by Him, being in alignment with what He is doing must be intentional and deliberate. Because if you can be empty and say, I need God more than anything else, that's when He can fill you and use you for His glory. Giving God authority in your life requires you to let go of the cares of the world, like fear and doubt and envy. Letting go of your plans and being in control and living in expectation. When we come back from the break, you're going to meet my guest that is in the middle of an amazing God shift. I'll see you back here. Get lost in the pages of our latest book and discover the destiny you were created for. Another dimension of possibility awaits you, but a God shift is required to reveal it and access it. In A God Shift, a divine move from disruption to destiny, Shayna Rattler takes you on the journey of how she turned a once highly successful business that failed fast and left her questioning where God was taking her next into a thriving ministry and fulfilling life that affords her the opportunity to help others grow their faith and successfully navigate the seasons of life. This inspirational guide outlines the steps to confidently put your God shift in motion. Your next chapter is waiting. Are you ready to shift? Grab your copy at agodshiftbook.com. Are you looking for ways to support the God Shift movement and others in need? Grab one of our premium tees at agodshift.com/shop and we will donate 20% of the sales to the National Christian Foundation. These t-shirts are made of 100% premium soft cotton, come in white women's fit and black traditional fit, and are available in sizes extra small through 4X. It's time to embrace disruption, collide with God's purpose, and confidently shift into the next chapter of your life. Share your shift with the world by proudly wearing a God Shift t-shirt. Grab one for yourself and those you love at agodshift.com/shop. Welcome back. My guest today learned the importance of putting God in the driver's seat when her life took an unexpected turn in college. Let's find out what happened and who she is today. Welcome to the show, Desiree Clay. Hey Desiree, how are you?
I'm well. Hey Shayna, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much for being here today. So you have an awesome story to tell about your God shift and exactly, what it was that God has been doing in your life for a number of years now. So what form of disruption did God use to get your attention?
Oh boy, let me tell you, this disruption came out of nowhere. Imagine being in college, living your best life. You're on the cheerleading team, you're about to be crowned Miss Senior, you're in the best sorority ever, and then you find out you're pregnant. And you're not married, of course. And you still have a whole year of school to go. And so it just caught me so off guard because this was not my first pregnancy, right? I'd made less than best decisions previously in high school and had abortions. And so here I am again facing this same, what I saw was a giant, right? Again, and it's like, what do? Do I press the easy button again, or do I go through with the consequences of my actions?
Yeah, the easy button.
The easy button.
Yeah, like so how often do we ask ourselves, like, what can I just do to make this easy?
Yeah.
And the word tells us that, faith never said it was going to make things easy. It just said it was going to make it possible.
Absolutely.
So you're in college, and you are pregnant for not the first time.
Nope.
and you're left with like, Lord, what do I do now?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But I know that that's not the end of your story. So take us further.
So, of course, I tell our families and, all that part, and, he's seemingly excited, and I am devastated still. So we did the thing that you're supposed to do, right? When you find out you're pregnant and not married, you rush and get married.
Wow.
So we did that. We got married, a beautiful wedding ceremony, might I add, in Chicago, at my grandfather's church. And so it was beautiful. We got married, got back to school, life started happening, and of course he wasn't ready.
Wow.
We weren't ready, right?
Sure.
And so we quickly got a divorce. So within the span of 2 years, we had a baby, married, and divorced before our daughter was 2. Yeah.
Wow. In college. Feel like you're forced to have a baby because you don't want to press the easy button. You made the decision.
Absolutely.
I'm not pressing the easy button this time.
It wasn't going to happen.
He wants this baby. I'm going to have this baby.
Yeah.
But we have to be married.
Yeah.
Was it your decision that you had to be married?
It was kind of a joint decision, I would say, because, we had plans to be together forever. We were so in love. And so we talked about all of our post-college plans and things like that. It's just that the pregnancy, it sped everything up, if you will. So now it's like, we got to hurry up and do everything that we should have waited to do.
Yeah.
And so we did. We did what we thought was the right thing and honorable, bringing our baby into the world.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think led to the divorce?
Oh, I know what led to the divorce. I don't need to think. So we didn't agree. I found out that he was seeing other people. And that was kind of devastating because, that was, we're in college, so you kind of expect a certain level of freedom, you know what I mean? But at the point we got married, I thought things would change, and so it didn't. Didn't want to seek out counseling, and so I was like, you know what, I'm too young for this.
Right.
He didn't want the marriage. He basically said he didn't want me, as if I was a piece of property.
Wow.
And so he said it to my mom, as a matter of fact, like, I'm good. So I wasn't going to stay somewhere I wasn't wanted. I left.
Right. I could assume that you were probably a very smart girl and probably thought out your decisions before you made them. By this point in your life, are you doubting either one of the decisions, whether or not you should have kept the baby or whether or not you should have gotten married?
I'm doubting if I should have gotten married.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So looking back on this, Desiree, why did God have to allow all of this to happen to you over these years in order to get you where you are today?
Well, 2 reasons. The first reason is that he'd already tried to use me as a vessel to bring something into the earth, right? And I kept aborting the mission, so to speak, literally and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively.
So here I am again, faced with the charge from God, and this time I accept it.
Wow.
Right? And so I don't know what my daughter's going to be, but she is an amazing person, and I can't wait to see who she is in Christ as she continues to grow and develop in that way. And then the second part is because I plan everything. Shayna, I am a planner.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what I'm going to do. I knew what time I was supposed to be here today. I had the whole plan out. And I know the beginning and the end. Well, God said, well, then you're trying to be God in your life and not let me. So it was a humbling experience to have to step down from my planning of my life, and I know everything, and accept the plan that he had for my life.
Right.
Yeah.
What you're describing is called surrender.
Yeah.
The definition of surrender is letting go of your plans. The definition of surrender is letting go of being controlled.
Yeah.
And really the definition of surrender, this might sound crazy, is quitting.
Yeah.
And not quitting is in you're not going to do anything, but quitting is in saying, Lord, I have done everything that I know to do. The only thing I can do is quit myself and
good.
allow you to do everything.
Quit myself.
Yeah.
I love that.
I quit.
I quit. And I quit.
I found myself at a point in my life where when my business failed, and God was really calling me to ministry.
Yeah.
But when the business was failing, I knew that I knew all of the things that it takes to grow a business and move a business forward.
Yeah.
And I had done all of those things.
Yeah.
And if I can be honest, I literally, the very first, you see my book sitting here, the very first sentence in that book says, what the hell is going on?
See?
And I think that those are words that people of faith ask ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
We all have
Yeah.
that what the hell is going on moment.
Yeah.
And I finally got to the point where I said, everything that I need and want has got to be on the other side of surrender. What else
Yeah.
is there?
Yeah.
Because Lord knows that I had done everything that I possibly could have done in my life, and it still was not going the way that it was supposed to be going. So
Yeah.
did you feel like that too?
Yeah, it was like, okay, I keep trying and I'm failing miserably.
Yeah.
So at this point, just give up. Just
Yeah.
throw in the towel.
I
Like, just
quit.
wave the white flag, like surrender, as you stated.
Right.
Yeah, I quit.
Whatever you want to do, I'm with it.
And I'm not a quitter. I don't quit on myself usually, but in this
Right.
instance, I'm like, I quit.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the time to quit.
Yeah.
Good for you. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to hear some of the challenges that Desiree was having in her God shift. We'll be right back.
Ready for a God shift, God shift.
Get lost in the pages of our latest book and discover the destiny you were created for. Another dimension of possibility awaits you, but a God shift is required to reveal it and access it. In A God Shift, a divine move from disruption to destiny, Shayna Rattler takes you on the journey of how she turned a once highly successful business that failed fast and left her questioning where God was taking her next into a thriving ministry and fulfilling life that affords her the opportunity to help others grow their faith and successfully navigate the seasons of life. This inspirational guide outlines the steps to confidently put your God shift in motion. Your next chapter is waiting. Are you ready to shift? Grab your copy at agodshiftbook.com.
Prisoner of Hope introduces The Vault, a membership community offering a library of videos designed to prepare and support you.
Many others, including myself, have gone through the long battle with the American justice system and have come out on the other side.
The Vault was created by families impacted by incarceration, along with experts. We know how to help because we've experienced it firsthand.
Remember, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's time to unlock your freedom in The Vault. Sign up now at prisonerofhopetv.com.
But it's gonna be worth it all. Get ready for a God shift, God shift. Calling you higher, calling for greater. It's time to move. Your next chapter is waiting now. It may be difficult, but it's gonna be worth it all. Get ready for a God shift, God shift. Ready for a God shift, God shift.
Welcome back. Before the break, Desiree was sharing with us how she got pregnant, married, and divorced within a short period of time, and that was definitely a God shift. So, Desiree, what was the biggest challenge that you were facing during this time?
What you would think that my biggest challenge was, right, getting pregnant and having to finish school, or maybe even going through the divorce. But the biggest challenge was actually finding myself homeless with my daughter after leaving the marriage. Yeah.
So, wait a minute. Marriage, a child,
Yeah.
and divorce wasn't enough, but
Yeah.
now we're homeless too?
Yeah, because I
Get ready
didn't,
for
I
your
didn't think
God
this
shift.
out. I didn't think it out. I just knew that I couldn't stay there. So I left. And I packed up our things, and it wasn't that he put me out. He was like, you can stay here with the baby. Like, you don't have to leave. I was like, no, I didn't want anything attached to what I was leaving. So he tried to have us stay. Like, you're already set up. We were in a house already. Like, just stay. I was like, no, thank you. And so I left, and I found myself at a friend's house. Most of our things stayed in the car. She had a little one bedroom. We're in college, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And so here I am showing up with my
Nobody
baby.
has much.
Nobody
So where
has
do you
much.
turn when none of us have much?
Yeah, God makes the little much, you
Yeah.
know, and so that's what he did. We slept on her couch. As a matter of fact, she slept on her couch and gave us her bed.
Wow.
And we just rotated in and out her bathroom, like in her space, because it was tight. And then I had to humble myself again and eat humble pie because that wasn't going to work for too long. That wasn't going to work. And so I was trying to figure out how do I move? I don't have a job. I have this baby who I don't trust with anybody. Like, she can't stay with anyone. And so I ended up calling a sorority sister of mine, and she was like, oh my gosh, I just let my brother move into my space, my extra bedroom, because she had a 2-bedroom. And I was like, man, and I was, kicking myself, like if I had just been humble sooner, I could have had a place that was big enough, She was like, well, call so-and-so. So I called our friend, another sorority sister of ours, and she was like, what? Come to the house. Get to her house. She had already packed up her things. She was like, you guys can stay here. I'm going to move back home. And so home for her was an hour away from campus. We went to Grambling. And she commuted every day, and we stayed in her place rent-free.
Wow. What's going through your head?
Yeah.
Because you've got to not only focus on this child, but
Yeah.
you're still in school.
Yeah.
So like, talk to us a little bit about like that inner turmoil that I know had to be there.
Yeah, well, so I grew up inner city, South Side Chicago. And so I'm a survivor by nature. Like, you know, I also lived a double life. Like high school was really rough, but no one knew because I was able to mask it well. So that's the exact thing. Those survival skills just kicked in.
Yeah.
So I would go to campus and school, nobody knew. You know, my friends stepped up and helped me babysit, and then when I didn't have them to babysit, because we would get our class schedule in sync when she wasn't with her dad, because he was still very present in her life. It's just we were divorced, you know. And so I would just take her to class. I just was in survival mode, day by day by day. I eventually got a job at McDonald's from another friend who was a manager there at the time.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. That's what happened.
So what about your faith and your relationship with God? How was that affected?
Oh my gosh, let me tell you. I was so depressed that even when I'm sitting here now, I try to figure out, like, when you ask me the question what was going through my head, I really don't know, because it was kind of an out-of-body experience. It was just doing and going and going, you know what I mean? And so I began to, like, I knew who God was because my grandmother is from the old church, you know, in the bathroom praying. It's like, who is she talking to?
Yeah.
Shouting down the church, right, as an usher. Like, you're supposed to be the usher. Like, what are
Right.
you doing? And so those types of things, I wasn't a stranger to who God was. I just didn't know him for myself. And so that in that moment, in those moments, was when I had to seek him for myself.
Yeah.
My grandmother's prayers wasn't going to help me through this.
Yeah. They can only take you so far.
Yeah.
They help.
They help, for sure.
But especially once you get to a certain level of maturity, he doesn't want you just to rest on those laurels. You know,
Yeah.
he wants you to develop your own relationship with him. And that's part of giving him authority in your life as well.
Yeah.
Is saying, you know, I have to know you for myself. I have to be able to hear you for myself. And I have to be able to act and be obedient
Yeah.
for myself. Because my grandmother's prayers can't make me do anything.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, yeah. So my relationship was essentially found in those moments. I started attending a church down there and renewed my faith and just recommitted, and that's what kept me through, honestly. I just
Wow.
became absorbed in that.
Yeah. So staying busy helped too, I'm sure?
Yeah, well, I didn't have a choice. I was in school, I had to work at McDonald's, I had to get my baby. It's so busy is an understatement, you
Right.
know? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to find out exactly where Desiree is in her life now. We'll see you then.
Ready for a God shift, God shift.
Hey guys, I am so excited to share something really cool with you. There's an organization called Black Christian Influencers that has some amazing people. Some that you may know, some that you may not, but they all are doing some amazing work in the kingdom. So if you can, go on over to the page at Black Christian Influencers, or you can visit the website at www.blackchristianinfluencers.com.
Are you looking for ways to support the God Shift movement and others in need? Grab one of our premium tees at agodshift.com/shop, and we will donate 20% of the sales to the National Christian Foundation. These t-shirts are made of 100% premium soft cotton, come in white women's fit and black traditional fit, and are available in sizes extra small through 4X. It's time to embrace disruption, collide with God's purpose, and confidently shift into the next chapter of your life. Share your shift with the world by proudly wearing a God Shift t-shirt. Grab one for yourself and those you love at agodshift.com/shop.
But it's gonna be worth it all. Get ready for a God shift, calling you higher, calling for greater. It's time to move. Your next chapter is waiting now. It may be difficult, but it's gonna be worth it all. Get ready for a God shift, God shift. Ready for a God shift, God shift.
Welcome back. Let's find out exactly how Desiree responded to her God shift. So Desiree, you're now on the other side of this God shift.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Jeez. Thank God.
Thank
Literally,
God.
yeah.
We're on the other side of the God shift. So what did you learn and who are you now?
Oh my gosh. So what did I learn? Okay, so the first thing is that delay is not denial.
That's good.
Because the whole time I was just worried about not accomplishing my goals, right? I have fought so hard. Like, I mean, we don't have enough time on the air to talk about all the things up until this point that I had to overcome, right? But I have fought so hard to be where I was, you know, at Grambling, and I ended up graduating. I graduated with honors, as a matter of fact. Like, so I kicked into overdrive in the way that, you know, I have a grit that don't quit. So it just showed up. So delay isn't denial is the first thing. And then the next thing is that you could do things, you know, your way, or you can do things God's way. And my way was the hard way. So the hard way or God's way is what I learned, because, you know, it's simple. When you're trying to figure out your life and you don't know the beginning nor the end, how can you then really figure out where you're supposed to go? But in obedience,
Right.
if you just be obedient to what God is telling you to do, then it works out for your good and for best anyway. And it's less stressful, right?
Yeah. So who are you now?
Oh, now I am a God-fearing woman. I love the Lord with all my heart. I am a wife. I am a mom of 4.
So wait. You got divorced. How are you a wife?
Child, because I was always a wife.
Okay.
I just was with the wrong one.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So you remarried.
I remarried, yes.
You remarried.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay,
And there's going
good
to be
for you.
another remarry and divorce. This is the one.
This is
Trust
the
me.
one.
Yes. I
Good
love
for
my
you.
husband. He is absolutely amazing. Like, he is who God sent for me.
Awesome.
Literally.
Well, keep
Yeah.
going. I
Yeah.
digress. Who are you
because
now?
I could talk about him. So, nonetheless, wife, mom. I'm a master transformational coach for women who help women master their mindset to upgrade their life to their 2.0 self, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to be their best self? Who doesn't
Right.
want to upgrade? And so I'm a certified member of the John Maxwell team, speaker, trainer, coach, and author myself. And that's who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much of what you went through are you able to use in your business these days when you're coaching other people?
All of it.
Yeah.
Nothing goes to waste.
Nothing is wasted.
Nothing is wasted.
You know, that's one of the things that I know about a God shift is that nothing will be wasted. And a lot of times when we're one thing and now we're another thing, we think that we have to always let go. And you've heard me talk a lot about the importance of letting go. But we only need to let go of the things that don't serve us. There are many things that are transferable. Things that we have learned in one career may be transferable into a new career. An experience that we had in one point of our life may be relevant and valuable to this point of our life. So many of us, we're not going into an or season where it's going to be this or that. Many of you are going through a season where it's going to be this and that.
That's good.
Just like it was for Desiree.
I love that.
You're
Girl,
welcome.
you're getting me excited.
That's a t-shirt.
this and that.
Yes.
Yes.
So what piece of advice would you give to someone who's in a similar situation?
I would tell them to, for one, surrender, right? Just give up. Just stop. Because oftentimes we find ourselves on this hamster wheel of life, and we keep doing the same thing thinking we're going to get different results, right?
Right.
That's insanity. It's not going to change anything. So surrender. And then the other thing is to go on your journey, because, you know, transformation is all about a journey. It's not a destination, even though we would love to know exactly where we're going, when we're going to be there. Life isn't about putting a place in our GPS system and arriving at our destination, right?
Right.
It's about a journey. So there's going to be point A, and then you may take a stop at point B, and then you'll go on to point C. So just go for the ride. Go for the journey.
Yeah. I heard T.D. Jakes say one time that we all want the promise, but none of us want the process.
Yeah.
And it can be very difficult to embrace the process. But I think that you did a really good job of recognizing, whether you did in the moment or not, that it was actually, you know, happening to you, you know, happening for you and not to you. And when you look at where you are now, you know, I think that there's a big difference in being able to help someone through something based on what you've heard.
Yeah.
There's a big difference in being able to help someone through something based on what you've read.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you've actually can help someone based on what you know and what you've experienced, it's just so much more, you know, effective.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, one of the things that I can just feel about you is just how ready you are.
Oh, wow.
You are just so ready. And if you didn't know it, I want you to know you are
I'm
so ready.
Yeah.
You are so ready. And I know that there is so much more.
Yeah.
There's so much more that is coming. And what I really believe is that you're going to get to the point where John Maxwell is not going to be coming out of your mouth, because you are going to be a household name.
Wow.
You are going to be a household name. You are going to be able to rest on your Des 360,
Wow.
and John Maxwell will be a thing of the past.
Wow.
So thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here today.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Ready for a God shift, God shift.
Get lost in the pages of our latest book and discover the destiny you were created for. Another dimension of possibility awaits you, but a God shift is required to reveal it and access it. In A God Shift, a divine move from disruption to destiny, Shayna Rattler takes you on the journey of how she turned a once highly successful business that failed fast and left her questioning where God was taking her next into a thriving ministry and fulfilling life that affords her the opportunity to help others grow their faith and successfully navigate the seasons of life. This inspirational guide outlines the steps to confidently put your God shift in motion. Your next chapter is waiting. Are you ready to shift? Grab your copy at agodshiftbook.com. Are you looking for ways to support the God Shift movement and others in need? Grab one of our premium tees at agodshift.com/shop, and we will donate 20% of the sales to the National Christian Foundation. These t-shirts are made of 100% premium soft cotton, come in white women's fit and black traditional fit, and are available in sizes extra small through 4X. It's time to embrace disruption, collide with God's purpose, and confidently shift into the next chapter of your life. Share your shift with the world by proudly wearing a God Shift t-shirt. Grab one for yourself and those you love at agodshift.com/shop.
Get ready for a God shift, God shift.
Welcome back. Today, our guest Cass shared with us her disruption in college, marriage, and divorce, and how giving God authority in her life led her to a life that is better than anything she could have imagined or planned. Familiar environments and the people connected to them can actually get ahead of the importance of God in your life. So if you're going to move forward, you're going to have to learn to trust the process, trust God, and I promise that He will be faithful. You're going to have to ride shotgun on this one. If your life is full of unexpected circumstances and you want to get unstuck into where God needs you next, download our free guide, When God Says Shift, at godsaysshift.com. Thank you so much for being here, and you don't want to miss next week. See you then.